Hey, my beautiful loves. Thanks for watching Divine Love. I am Tisha, and this week's topic is how to heal yourself from past trauma. So, I have experienced a lot of past trauma in my life, and I know a lot of people that has been victimized or went through physical abuse, emotional abuse, domestic violence, has had family members that were on drugs, or family members that were not perfect. We'll say that are not perfect. So this week's topic is very close to my heart because I am speaking from experiences, and the reason why I wanted to do this video because I wanted to let others know that you can heal yourself from past trauma. You don't have to go your whole life consciously or subconsciously continuing the same patterns of your past and things that have happened to you in your past. So I have my journal, my little notepad as usual, and we're just going to go down the list of things that helped me with closure and that I really hope will help you. So the first thing on my list is get closure. And I know that's very hard with someone who has been victimized as far as sexual abuse or physical abuse. Trying to find closure is almost impossible. A lot of us don't get the opportunity to ever speak to our abusers anymore, so we have to go the rest of our lives with just being victimized and can't confront the people that has abused us. So getting closure to me is just getting closure within yourself, just understanding that everything that we go through is a journey and a part of our life path and a part of our journey. So closure to me is not necessarily confronting or working out the issues with the victimizer or the abuser. Is really looking within yourself to get closure. So next on my list is forgiveness. So it's very hard to forgive someone that has victimized us or raped us or just mistreated us. It's very hard to forgive them, but forgiving someone is not necessarily for them. It's really for us. So when you forgive someone, you actually take your power back away from them. And forgiving doesn't necessarily means forget. A lot of people like to say, or even me in my past like to say, well, I'm not going to forgive anyone that has abused me. But as I became more mature and I understood what the word forgiveness meant, forgiving others for abuse really changed my life for the better. Forgiving someone does not take your power away. It actually takes their power away. Because basically what you're saying is, I forgive you for what you did to me, and I have compassion for you as a person, as a human. And that's really all forgiveness is. It doesn't have to be, well, you forgive them and invite them back into your life. No, you forgive them with understanding and compassion. One of the things with dealing with past trauma is recognizing the trauma. A lot of us that has been through emotional abuse, sexual abuse, we like to forget it. We do not want to face it. We tuck it back in our subconscious or in our conscious mind, and we don't want to relive it. We don't want to talk about it because that feels comfortable for us. If you want to heal, you have to recognize the trauma. You have to be able to say out loud what happened to you to other people. It's okay to recognize it. It becomes an issue, long-term issue, when you just don't want to recognize that this happened to you and you actually try to just forget about it. Another thing on my list is hiding the pain from yourself and loved ones, or acting like it's not a big deal. Anyone that has been through any past trauma, do not, hide the pain. Let people know that you're hurting. Cry about it. Express your emotions. Allow yourself to heal. And we heal by experiencing things and just going through the pain. I guess, if, as Usher would say, let it burn. It's not funny, but it's funny because I guess right now he is facing a little issue, but let it burn. Another thing on my list is taking back your control. So when someone abuses us, they actually have control over our mental or conscious mind because they victimized us. They took power from us. They took our innocence away from us. So what you have to realize is that, when this is the big thing with forgiveness also. Forgiveness is taking back your control. Taking back your control is not having any horrible feelings about the person that victimized you or sexually abused you, or if you were in a domestic violence relationship, someone who treated you really bad. If they can control your emotions and how you feel about them or yourself, then they are your controllers. If you take that control back, then they no longer control you. So one of the things that I had to deal with is, facing the fact that I do need to forgive this person for treating me bad, even though I feel like they don't deserve any forgiveness. The forgiveness is not for them. The forgiveness is for me to take back the control over my life. So next on my list is letting go. So I know a lot of the stuff that I'm saying is easier said than done, but this would help me on my life path to make me, a better person, experience domestic violence and sexual abuse. I really had to let go of my past. I had to understand that everything that happened to me was to put me in the place that I am in now. So I had to recognize that, after I forgive, after I take back my control, now it's time to just let go and let the past be the past. So next on my list is taking care of yourself mentally and physically. So a lot of us that have been through sexual abuse or physical abuse, the abuse becomes a part of our subconscious. And when things are a part of our subconscious or our consciousness, it turns into behaviors such as being promiscuous, not loving yourself, not loving others, alcoholism, drug addictions. So you have to be willing to heal yourself physically and mentally, and not only become a victim of someone else, but now that you have your life, or going forward in your life after abuse, now you're not applying the same scenarios to yourself by victimizing yourself, by not taking care of your body or your mind mentally or physically. So I see this a lot of women that has been sexually abused, they over sexualize themselves. They feel like that's the only attention that they can get. They have to be over sexy, or it becomes a part of their personality. They react the sexual abuse in their regular lives, and they may not know it. It may just be a part of their subconscious. So what I want to suggest to you is, if you have been in a situation where you've been physically abused or emotionally abused, do not continue to victimize yourself by your behaviors, by not taking care of yourself physically and mentally. After abuse, it's hard to love yourself. That person does take a lot out of your soul. So it's up to us to reclaim our self-love and love ourselves, and not act out because we have been abused. So next on my list is not adapting the behavior of the abuser. So if you have been in a domestic violence relationship, a lot of us sometimes have anger issues, or we have a low tolerance or low patience for other people. So please don't adapt the behaviors of your abuser. Don't, think that it's normal to emotionally abuse other people, cuss people out, talk bad about them, make them feel bad about themselves, snap on people, those people that love to say really low blows to other people. Or if you have witnessed sexual abuse, don't make other people, don't victimize other people. So we really have to try not to adapt the behaviors of our abusers. We have to understand that what happened to us is not us. It just happened to us. So we have to really try our best not to adapt those behaviors. Another thing that's on my list is let go of blame. If you waited to tell someone that you were abused, it's okay. If you never told anyone that you were abused, it's okay. Just let go of blame. Don't blame yourself for what happened to you. Even if it was a family member, even if it was someone that you know in your life that abused you, let go of blame. Don't blame yourself for what happened to you. Please understand that everything that happens to us is a part of a divine plan. It makes us who we are. It's written in our story. So don't blame yourself for being sexually abused or physically abused, or in a domestic violence situation, or growing up where your parents were in domestic violence. Do not blame yourself, and please don't blame others. Another thing with getting over past trauma is having compassion for the people that victimize you. I had to understand that I don't think people just wake up or are born to victimize other people. I think other people experience trauma in their lives that make them who they are or make them react or have these behaviors. So what allowed me to get over past horrible trauma is having compassion for the person that victimized me. Why did they do this to me? What were they thinking? What did they go through? And I really try to be understanding about people that are abusers. So next. Let yourself feel the emotions of having family trauma or past trauma or going through sexual abuse or domestic violence. Just allow yourself to feel it. I know in our community as a Black woman, we do not believe in therapy. Therapy changed my life. It allowed me to recognize feelings and emotions that I could not recognize on my own. And it allowed me to work through certain issues that I didn't even know that I had. So if you have been victimized, or if you have witnessed sexual abuse, or if you have been through sexual abuse, or if you have grown up in a household that had domestic violence, please go seek help. Please go see a therapist and work through your problems, because we can heal ourselves, but it's nothing better than a person that is skilled and an expert of helping people heal family trauma. And you don't necessarily have to go to your friends and family about these issues. Me, when I was a younger girl, I thought talking to my family and friends about what happened to me would help me, but I realized that no, it really didn't help me. It kind of made things worse. So as an adult, I went to a therapist, and I really felt like going to a therapist was the best thing for me. So please talk to a specialist. I know I think I'm smiling and I'm, not trying to be as serious about this topic, because I want to put out positive vibes. I want you to feel secure and understand that what happened to us is not, it doesn't mean it's the end of our lives. We can move forward from it. We can look at it and not allow it to make us cry or make us feel bad or sad. We can actually move on from it and live a happy life. So my next thing on the list is, if you have witnessed sexual abuse or domestic violence, or have been a part of domestic violence, or have been victimized, please avoid alcohol and drugs. I know that's something very bold to say, but a lot of people that has been victimized go to drugs and alcohol to cover up their emotions, to not think about what happened to them. It's almost a coping thing to turn to drugs and alcohol when you have been through hard trauma in your life. It's also a numbing thing to go to drugs and alcohol if you have been abused. So please, if you have been a victim of sexual abuse or domestic violence, please do not turn to drugs and alcohol, because it's going to make it worse. Drugs and alcohol, I have learned over just a few months, it's just not for me. I used to love wine. I used to just think that it was a part of my life, part of my lifestyle. and it wasn't. It's just really helped me cover up certain parts of my life that I did not want to think about. So I had to ultimately, well, in the end, excuse me, make the decision to let go of drugs and alcohol. And also, it's like society has just made drugs and alcohol so cool. Like, everyone wants to roll up a blunt and smoke it. Everyone wants to drink a glass of wine and make it a part of their culture. But long term, for people that have been sexually and emotionally abused, you are quicker to abuse drugs and alcohol than anyone else. So please, please think about avoiding drugs and alcohol if you're healing from past trauma. So next on my list is just really loving yourself and understanding that, you know, the most important thing is that we are loved. God loves us. We are created from love, and that everything that happened to us was supposed to happen to us. That is all a part of this bigger plan that we don't even, recognize or understand at times. So just take the time to love yourself and understand that, you are loved, and just try to move forward with positivity, or just try to move forward with the understanding that in life we just go through life lessons. No one's life is perfect. We all experience things that we wish we did not experience. No one's life is better than anyone else's, and that, it was just meant to happen. And we can't change our past. We can't change anything that happened to us. The only thing we could do is just to move forward in our lives and not victimize ourselves, and take our control back. So I really hope that this video helps someone that is trying to heal themselves from past trauma. I really hope that you know that you are loved and that you can get help if you need it. If you are a victim of domestic violence, please, if you are in a relationship right now that you're witnessing domestic violence, or you are a victim of domestic violence, please seek out help. There is help for you, and there's so many people that are willing to listen to your story and help you through it. So please, please seek help. If you need to talk to someone immediately, please call me at 704-299-7366. Okay, I am here to help and listen and help you do anything, okay? So I love you, and try to stay positive. So I hope everyone enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching Divine Love. I am Tisha. Please repeat after me. I am loved. I am kind. I am compassionate. I am patient. I am grateful. I am divine. I am successful. I am worthy. I am brilliant. I am authentic. I am beyond beautiful. So I see you guys next week. I love you. Happy Sunday, my